Tonight, we'll give you updates on the arrest related to the murder of the United Healthcare CEO, the award for Time's 2024 Person of the Year, and more. All this along with entertainment and sports coming up on your Northerner World Report. Welcome to your December 12th Northerner World Report. I'm your host, Emily Sisk. Some celebrity mansions and other houses are in danger from the Franklin Fire in Malibu, California. It's threatening more than 8,000 homes and businesses. On Thursday, firefighters expect it to shift directions and blow smoke across densely populated areas. Amy Kiley has the latest.
The Malibu Canyon area, it's extremely steep and inaccessible terrain.
About 20,000 people are under evacuation orders or warnings as the rapidly growing Franklin Fire rages in Malibu, California. Today, it's expected to push smoke as far east as downtown L.A.
We're looking at the wind change with a possible change in direction that the fire has been going.
The rich and famous are among the evacuees. 99-year-old actor Dick Van Dyke says one of his cats was missing when he and his wife fled. Mark Hamill of Star Wars fame says he's under lockdown orders. The fire also is closing in on homes of people with fewer resources to start over.
The Malibu RV park being threatened, so there was an active fire really close, so we moved resources to fight that fire and make sure we had protection on those structures.
At its peak, officials say the Franklin Fire burned areas larger than 5 football fields per minute. In addition to homes, it's threatening businesses and other structures. Malibu schools are closed today, and Pepperdine University says the fire got close. Despite the danger, some in evacuation zones plan on staying to try to protect their homes from the blaze.
If it gets past there, then we're kind of scrambling.
Basically, we're getting ready to fight the fire.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Thank you, Amy. President-elect Donald Trump rang the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange on Thursday. Standing beside him, Vice President-elect J.D. Vance, incoming First Lady Melania Trump, and his daughters Ivanka and Tiffany Trump. There was a banner behind Trump featuring the new Time magazine cover, naming him the 2024 Person of the Year. This marks the second time Trump has received that distinction. He was previously named Person of the Year in 2016 after he was elected president for the first time. And following up on a story from last week, the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson has sparked a flurry of pent-up anger against the health insurance industry. And there are some online that are now casting his alleged killer, Luigi Mangione, as a modern-day Robin Hood. CNN's Jason Carroll reports on what is fueling this reaction.
This Ivy League hottie named Luigi is the Robin Hood that we never knew that we needed.
I listened to Luigi's manifesto this morning 3 times and I cried. Honestly, it's beautiful and I agree with him.
At least he left a very powerful message and he highlighted how terrible the healthcare system is in America. I think he'll go down as a hero in history.
He had been a named suspect for less than 48 hours, and yet, within a fraction of that time, many in the world of social media had already made up their minds about Luigi Mangione.
I'm just eating it up because this is like regular everyday person becoming our hero, our vigilante.
These types of comments angering law enforcement and public officials.
I don't care your views about healthcare companies because I don't think they're great right now either. But you do not celebrate the assassination of another human being who is just doing his job.
But interest in Mangione just continues to grow. On X, before his arrest announcement, he had just 64 followers. Now, more than 320,000 and counting. His initial 827 followers on Instagram grew exponentially Monday as we watched. By 3 o'clock, more than 32,000. An hour later, 53,000. By 5 o'clock Monday, more than 71,000 followers before that account was suspended. Many of the comments calling for his freedom and calling him a hero.
Hear me on this. He is no hero. The real hero in this story is the person who called 911 at McDonald's.
That McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, where a worker spotted the 26-year-old eating and called 911 Monday, targeted by Mangione's supporters.
What am I going to do? I'm going to stop eating at McDonald's.
It got so bad, Google had to remove reviews after that location was flooded with negative comments. Someone hung a banner above I-83 with the words "Deny, Defend, Oppose, Healthcare for All," a reference to bullet casings left at the crime scene. Amazon pulled apparel and home goods featuring the phrase. Online, Mangione may be a folk hero to some, but offline and in person, no shortage of those condemning him.
Healthcare is a mess in this country, but to celebrate somebody's death is sickening.
The people in these higher positions, like CEOs, they need to look at themselves and their company and ask themselves, why are people so ready to condemn us? Why are they so willing to call someone who supposedly killed another human being a hero?
Well, some suspect support for Mangione is not all about rage against healthcare, but instead something far more subjective and superficial.
It's the halo effect, like, manifesting in real society.
You really?
Like, I truly believe so. Like, people treat people who are attractive, like, way differently.
People are, like, giving him leeway with this because they are fantasizing him a little bit, but I don't think violence should ever be the answer, no matter the circumstance.
Mangione is currently fighting extradition to New York. Court documents show Mangione is charged with murder in that state. For now, he's in Pennsylvania, where he faces gun charges. Forbes magazine has rounded up the 100 most powerful women of the year. President of the European Commission Ursula von der Leyen topped the list, followed by Christine Lagarde, President of the European Central Bank. Forbes based its list on money, media, impact, and spheres of influence. Other notable names on the list include Taylor Swift, who just wrapped up the Eras Tour. She came in at number 23. Oprah, who was lauded for her media and business empire, ranked number 33, and Beyoncé came in at 35. Meanwhile, WNBA sensation Caitlin Clark rounded out the list at number 100. At 22, she is the youngest person on this year's list. The most wealthy man in the world has hit a record milestone. According to Bloomberg, Elon Musk's net worth has ballooned to $400 billion. He's the first person to ever reach that amount of personal wealth. The leap is largely fueled by his rocket company, SpaceX, but Musk also heads up Tesla, the X social media platform, and other companies. Lately, he's been in the public eye more than usual with his close ties to Donald Trump and the aftermath of the presidential election. He and Vivek Ramaswamy will oversee a new Department of Government Efficiency. And with that news update, let's check in with Jillian Kohls to hear about what's coming up in entertainment. Jillian?
Thanks, Emily. Coming up in entertainment, I'll have the latest on a Hollywood engagement, the end of an era for one performer, and more. Stick around, it's all coming up on your Northerner World Report.
I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to the Northerner World Report. I'm Jillian Kohls, here with entertainment. Selena Gomez is engaged. The 32-year-old pop star and actress is engaged to record producer and songwriter Benny Blanco. Gomez posted a close-up photo of her diamond ring on Instagram Wednesday with the caption, "Forever begins now." Gomez and Blanco went public with their relationship about a year ago after collaborating on several songs. Gomez recently earned Golden Globe nominations for her performances in the Hulu drama series Only Murderers in the Building and the Netflix thriller musical Amelia Perez. In September, Gomez became one of the youngest self-made billionaires in the United States, according to Bloomberg. If it's December, a certain pop song must be climbing the charts. David Daniel has that and more entertainment news in today's Hollywood Minute.
It's becoming as regular as Rudolph and Santa. Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You has returned to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The 30-year-old Yuletide tune has now topped the chart in a record 6 separate holiday seasons.
An award is an award.
And Elton John has a lot of them. The latest, Time magazine has named the singer and activist its Icon of the Year. The tribute cites his longevity. At 77, he's still recording music and hosting a podcast.
I feel lethal, on the verge of frenzy. I think my mask of sanity is about to slip.
It's time for a new American Psycho. Variety reports Elvis star Austin Butler has been cast as Patrick Bateman in a new take on the tale of a Wall Street yuppie and serial killer. It's set to be a new interpretation of the Bret Easton Ellis novel, not a remake of the 2000 movie starring Christian Bale. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
A significant chapter in modern music history has come to a close, the Eras Tour. Taylor Swift performed her final Eras Tour concert in Vancouver on Sunday. And now comes confirmation that the tour made history in ticket sales. According to the New York Times, the singer's production company confirmed the Eras Tour grossed more than $2 billion. That's the highest grossing concert tour ever. In all, Swift performed over 10 million people worldwide during 149 shows over 21 months. Next year's Oscars broadcast will air on a streaming service for the first time ever. It will stream live on Hulu at the same time it airs on ABC, and it will be available for rewatching on Hulu the next day. Both ABC and the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences made the announcement Wednesday. The stream could give the Academy Awards a big boost in viewership since Hulu has 52 million subscribers. Late-night TV legend Conan O'Brien will host the ceremony. It's his first time as the show's MC. The 97th Academy Awards will take place at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood on March 2nd. And that's it for what's happening in entertainment. Now back to Emily with the news.
Thanks, Jillian. Well, a fast food restaurant is expanding its business model. Alex Lay takes a look at this new Taco Bell cafe in Chula Vista, California.
What used to be an ordinary Taco Bell on H Street is now the first of its kind Live Más Cafe, a test model part of Taco Bell's plan to break into the beverage industry. Most items on this menu can only be found at the Chula Vista location.
This is the Mexican mocha, and then the Manila crema, and then we had to try the beekeeper horchata.
Instead of baristas, Bellristas like Denise are serving up drinks.
People loving the place, loving the drinks, and yeah, it's like everything is so popular right now. The most popular will be the iced coffee, the Mexican chocolate iced coffee. And my favorite part.
She showed me how to make her favorite drink, the strawberry churro chiller.
With vanilla cream, strawberry, some ice and blend it with churro at the bottom. Look at this color with churro on top. That's it.
Nothing on the menu is alcoholic, but there are a variety of flavors of agua frescas, freezes, and lemonades, plus a spin on their classic drink. If customers want to spice up their food order, they can pair their new drink with the Cantina Chicken menu or Decades menu, featuring the Luxe Cravings box. The Live Más Cafe is open from 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. daily and has a drive-through.
It's a perfect location because there's there's a lot of places here. School, the high school.
With just 2 weeks to go until Christmas Day, there's still time to finish your holiday shopping. But your holiday shipping, that's another story. Deadlines for shipping packages in time for Christmas are quickly approaching. For the U.S. Postal Service's ground shipping, the deadline is December 18th within the lower 48 states. For USPS Priority Mail Express, you have until December 21st. For FedEx, the deadline for 5-day shipping is December 17th, or you can cut it as close as Christmas Eve, December 24th, with same-day shipping. The deadline for UPS is December 19th or December 23rd with next-day air. Of course, prices vary depending on the service you choose and how quickly you want your package to arrive. And speaking of holiday shipping, Amazon drivers are working overtime this Christmas season. Now you can thank them with a free tip with Amazon's Thank My Driver feature. Here's how it works. If you own an Amazon Alexa device, just say, "Alexa, thank my driver," and Amazon will gift the driver who delivered your order $5 at no charge to you. You can also use the Alexa app or an Amazon account. The promotion started on December 4th and applies for the first 2 million thank yous in the U.S. only. Amazon first debuted this Thank My Driver feature in 2022. According to the nonprofit Feeding America, 38% of all the food in America ends up in the trash. That's 92 billion pounds every year. In Kentucky, a group called Kentucky Harvest is working to funnel that food to nonprofits who feed the hungry. As Addie Miners reports, they developed a special app to streamline this effort.
I've been doing this for over a year, almost a year and a half now. So I've got my route established.
Hello. Hi. You're for Kentucky Harvest?
And I can walk in and say hello to the manager and by, first name. And it's great. They have bags together for me.
Since Bobby Schofield started volunteering to rescue food with the Kentucky Harvest app, she's kept almost 11,000 pounds of food from being thrown away.
I've got it every Thursday. Again, if I want to pick up 1 or 2 during the week, I can. I can go on the app any day and say, hey, these are available. Do you want them? And then you choose those. And then you can get your directions and you can get how many bags you expect, etc.
Bobby says it usually takes around 30 minutes to complete a run with the Kentucky Harvest app. In fact, this one that we're on right now, from Thornton's to the Family Scholar House, only took about 15 minutes.
Very easy, extremely easy. They make it easy on you because then you collect more for them.
Which is a good thing, according to Deja Jackson with the Family Scholar House.
We really need partners and volunteers who will help provide that fill in that gap for not just our participants, but everyone in the city who is really needing food right now.
Jackson says Kentucky Harvest volunteers like Bobby have delivered over 28,000 pounds of food to the Family Scholar House alone this year.
That's a really, really big help. Yeah.
Our volunteers are really the bread and butter of our operation. So, those 2.1 million pounds of food that we rescued last year, we would not be able to do without our volunteers.
Aaron Moore with Kentucky Harvest says the app has benefited more than 80 nonprofits this year by collecting excess food from over 191 businesses and restaurants across Louisville.
We're not a food pantry, we're not a food bank, but we're helping fill in the gaps of the existing system that's out there.
It's good. It makes you feel good. Helps your heart.
And to find out more about how you can reduce food waste, check out feedingamerica.org. And with that, we'll take it to Ben Miller to hear about what's coming up in your sports break. Ben?
Thanks, Emily. Coming up on your sports break, I'll give you updates on NKU basketball, hockey, and the Bengals. It's coming up after the break.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back.
when you want to talk, I'm here.
Welcome to the Northerner Sports Break. I'm Ben Miller. A grand jury in New Jersey has indicted a man in the deaths of National Hockey League star Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew. Sean Higgins faces 2 counts of reckless vehicular homicide and 2 counts of aggravated manslaughter. He was also indicted with tampering with physical evidence and leaving the scene of a fatal incident. Officials say the 2 brothers were fatally struck while riding bikes on a New Jersey roadway in August. It happened just hours before they were to serve as groomsmen in their sister's wedding. Prosecutors say Higgins' blood alcohol level was above the legal limit. If convicted, he could get up to 20 years in prison. He's set to be arraigned on January 7th. Gaudreau first played with the Calgary Flames before joining the Columbus Blue Jackets. The NKU women's basketball team was in action last weekend as they took on Youngstown State, losing 56-47, and part of that defeat included being outscored 21-5 in the fourth quarter. With this loss, the Norse fall to 2-8 and 0-2 in the Horizon League and extend their losing streak to 6. The Norse look to bounce back as they are back at Truist Arena taking on the Ball State Cardinals this Sunday starting at 3:30 p.m. on ESPN+. The NKU men's basketball team was in action last night, taking on the Cumberlands, winning 89-79. With this win, the Norse improved to 4-6 on the season. The starting 5 all scored double figures, combining for a total of 77 points. Trey Robinson led the way, scoring 25 points, going 8 for 12 from the floor. Prior to this matchup, both Trey Robinson and Sam Vincent received standing ovations for reaching 1,000 career points in their collegiate careers. And NKU men's head coach Darren Horn received a standing ovation after getting his 100th win, leading the Norse to a 66-64 win over IU-Indy this past Saturday. The Norse will be back at Truist Arena this Sunday as they take on Norfolk State with coverage starting at 1 p.m. on ESPN+. The Cincinnati Bengals were in Arlington, Texas this past Monday night taking on the Dallas Cowboys in the Simpsons Bowl, winning 27-20 after a muffed punt from the Cowboys, which set up for a game-winning drive. Joe Burrow continued to put up MVP numbers, going 33 for 44, putting up a total of 369 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. Jamar Chase had 177 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns, including the game winner. And with this performance, Chase was named AFC Player of the Week. With this win, the Bengals break a 3-game losing streak and improve to 5-8 on the season. The Bengals look to continue the momentum as they travel to Nashville, Tennessee, taking on the Tennessee Titans Sunday, starting at 1 p.m. on Fox. Back to Emily with the news.
Thank you, Ben. And just in time for Christmas, a group of middle schoolers near Richmond, Virginia, put a notorious holiday grump on trial. Infamous for stealing Christmas, the Grinch's alleged crimes have played out on TV for nearly 60 years. Now, a jury of his peers will decide if he is a mean one indeed, or if his heart has now tripled in size. As Wayne Colville reports, it's all part of an immersive learning experience that took months of research and preparation.
It is a cool, crisp day outside of the historic Dinwiddie County Courthouse. The lone suspect and his attorney caught on camera walking in. Mr. Grinch, do you have any comment? You got a comment?
We have no comments. We're going to let it play out in the court system, but my client is innocent.
A few minutes later, Judge Amanda Mann walks to the courthouse doors. Judge, any comment before we go into court?
No, sir. We're going to let this play out in the courtroom today.
For these Dinwiddie County 7th graders,
All rise. Honorable Judge Amanda N. Mann presiding.
the case is a familiar one. The Grinch accused of stealing Christmas.
He stole presents, trees, and even food.
What they would soon learn over their months of preparation for this one-day trial
We call the Grinch to the stand.
was getting a conviction or having the Grinch found not guilty
Oh, the noise, 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 noise.
involves a lot more hard work
We find him guilty.
than they realized.
Just because he returned the items does not exempt him from his crimes.
They also learn what the prosecution needs for a guilty verdict.
Did you give the Grinch permission to use your outfit?
No.
Were you aware of the alleged crimes the Grinch was committing in your name?
Yes, I see everything, but I was busy delivering presents to the rest of the world, so there was nothing I could have done.
And what the defense needs to have the Grinch found
Not guilty.
I stand before you to provide a fuller picture of a story not of crime, but of a misunderstood individual who is driven to act by circumstances beyond his control.
As the trial went on,
There's only one way into our village. In fact, a ring motion camera captured motion at Christmas Eve.
both sides presented strong evidence.
Your Honor, we'd like to present Exhibit D into evidence. It is an X-ray of the Grinch's heart, proving that his heart did grow 3 sizes from a normal heart.
Have you been given immunity today by the prosecution in return for your testimony of the Grinch? Yes, I have.
Then there were the witnesses.
My name is Cindy Lou Hu, and I live with my parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hu, in the first little house on the square in Whoville.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Jury Foreman, have you reached a verdict?
When it is over, the Grinch convicted on 3 of 4 charges.
They did a fantastic job.
The winners in this trial are all the students.
Sitting in a classroom, you can't possibly understand what these kids have learned. And whether it's being on the jury or being the bailiff, they now have a thorough understanding that they couldn't have gotten from a book or a tablet or anything like that.
For their teacher, Courtney Massengill,
They've had to research, they had to debate among themselves, they had to work in groups, they had to work alone, they had to come back together. And the bare minimum for us should be the SOLs. And we've covered that tenfold with this experience for them.
and one day maybe one of these students will make their way into law school.
Honestly, being able to have experience like this, it has sparked my interest, so maybe.
As part of their research, the students met with sheriff's investigators to learn about evidence collection, DNA, and the time it takes to build a case. They also spent time talking with lawyers who taught them how to present the case in court. And it's a special national holiday today. You can only catch Gingerbread House Day on December 12th. National Day calendar says a monk brought gingerbread to Europe about 1,000 years ago, and it was often used in religious ceremonies. It says researchers believe the story of Hansel and Gretel inspired the idea of making it into houses. Now, crafting those edible delights is a beloved holiday tradition. The website says gingerbread gets its sweetness from molasses, sugar, and honey. And Santa has been spotted making his list and making a few stops in Chicago just in time for Christmas. Chicago's transit system is certainly in the holiday spirit. Starting the week of Thanksgiving, the brightly decorated train has traversed the Windy City carrying Santa and his elves. The 6-car CTA train is decorated with holiday scenes and colorful lights. While spreading Christmas cheer, the train is also delivering food baskets to local charitable organizations. Chicago's holiday train is currently in its 33rd year. And that'll do it for this week's Northerner World Report and the final one of the semester. Check out more stories at thenortherner.com. Thank you for tuning in and have a happy holiday season.